Alright, so if you want to get a checkerboard into Blender to check your UVs, just follow the previous videos in this channel or this playlist to figure out how to make the actual checkerboard. But I need to make one real quick, and what I do in those videos is I show you how to make it in Photoshop. Okay, so here's my checkerboard pattern, and I'll save that as, and on the desktop I'll put that within that folder. I'll still use the TGA and call it UVs. Incidentally, another one that works rather well with Blender is PNG. So either PNG or TGA, doesn't really matter. Okay, I'll put that as 24-bit. And how you put that in Blender, go to Blender, hit L, go into Image, Open Image, go to your desktop, go to the folder, and then choose UVs. Okay, another thing, whoops. Go to N, go to Object Mode, go to Display, and put on Texture Solid. There we go, we got our UVs. Now, it would be nice if they were just a tad bit smaller so you could see a better pattern. So I'm going to hit N here. I'm going to try to go over here. And I'm going to look for something that I haven't seen in quite some time. And I might be putting my foot in my mouth. So if I can't find it, it's no big deal. And yeah, alright, so yeah, it's not important. I was thinking about taking and making the textures repeat as many and I know it can be done with a texture and a material, but I don't want to go down that broken road of glass. So if you want this to repeat further, what I would do is make it technically smaller in Photoshop. That would be another way to do it without getting too technical on it. So to do that, you just divide your map in half. Okay. Double click on it to unlock it. Snap it there. Then go to the move tool and then hit Alt. Will allow you to copy that. So for certain characters that have really big, huge shells, you'll have to do something like this just to get a better understanding if the UVs are on there correctly. So save, 24-bit, and then go back to Blender and go Image, Reload Image. There we go. That looks a lot better. So I'm just looking for squared textures, or squared, like these are perfectly square. This one has a little bit of issues. So back to edit mode, where I can kind of look at that area. Okay, so I'm going to highlight that area, and over here, doesn't look bad. It just needs to be maybe loosened up a little bit, and we can do that back in Maya. The only alternative to keep that down from stretching so far, we can cut it here, but I don't really want to do that, especially with the type of textures that are going to be on this model. Okay, I see another one that's probably causing some havoc right there and right there. Let's mark those seams, and you can see how wonky it looks in those areas. L, U, unwrap, and that looks like a bajillion times better. Okay, all in all, very happy with it. And now we need to just get it back to Maya. Oh, and we need to do the claws. So, forgot about those. Okay, so edit mode. It's my edges. And first we need to go to object mode, click on it, and then go back to edit mode. There we go. Okay, gonna just put the edge loops at the very bottom for that. And I don't really care about these claws. All I care about is the top side of them. Make the body go away. So I'm thinking something like that. I'll mark those seams, and just so they don't become two separate shells, I'll clear this seam out. Okay. Let's see what that looks like. L, 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 U, unwrap. Holding shift and middle mouse button allows you to zoom through this too, by the way. Control, middle mouse button allows you to zoom in and out. Shift, middle mouse button allows you to pan. The hardest thing about teaching Blender to students that know Maya is they have to get over the fact that, you know, there's all these hotkeys, right? Billions of hotkeys. And I love the freaking hotkeys, but Maya needs more hotkeys in my opinion. And you can make them pretty easy, but again, by default they should just have them naturally there, because that way, like, students learning Maya automatically get associated with them and don't get lazy and never make them. Alright, sweet. There we go. So I unwrapped those and I unwrapped the other ones. Everything should be good. So now I have claws, I have horns, I have body. And if you ever want to apply a material that's not on an object to another object, like, just hit L. And let's just open that image. Keep it stupid simple. So we'll be scaling these up and down in Maya, but for right now we're just looking for squares. Not uniformed across the entire mesh, but just generally. Okay, one last thing, the eye. so many meshes. Okay, and you want to make sure that you do it just right, so when you stretch across an eye texture on it, it makes sense. So what I like to do is this one right here. I'll mark this seam, and then LU unwrap, and it'll give me something like this. And I could put an eyeball texture on that pretty easy. Okay, in the next video, let's get it back to Maya and organize it.